Hello, I'm Sarah Zubiata-Bennett, your host of the Dallas Express video podcast. Today, I'm joined by Marty Turco, a true icon of the Dallas Stars. After an impressive 11-year career in the NHL, Marty has seamlessly transitioned into various roles, now including an exciting venture with Kingsville Brewing. Later, we'll head to Birdie's Eastside, a new family hotspot near White Rock Lake, to try some of Marty's Kingsville Canadian Beer firsthand. Thank you for being here. Marty, I'm so happy you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait for everyone to hear bits and pieces of your story that is just truly inspiring, such as yourself. You've not just dominated the National Hockey League when you were playing, but you've successfully transitioned out of that space in your life to now be part of many entrepreneurial endeavors. You started a new restaurant in Dallas Love Field. I want to hear about that. I want to hear about your new spirits line, Kingsville. Which of these endeavors, might I ask, is your favorite and why?
Getting a chance to make a difference in people's lives. I got to do it just, by default as a professional athlete and as a student athlete too, University of Michigan, where I really understood the power and importance of going up to the hospital, how valuable your time was as a student athlete. And then so when you went up to the hospital, it was Mott's Children's for us in Ann Arbor, Michigan. You just appreciated it. Now with my chair as the president of the foundation for the Stars, getting to raise money, set policy, really dive into what a difference we want to make in this vast region we call North Texas. That's definitely my fave. I mean, playing the NHL, kicked the sheets off pretty good in the morning. Was excited to get to work, even though pucks were coming at me 100 miles an hour. And I enjoyed every moment of it with great teams. And again, being here in Dallas with our fans was a surprise to me, really. I mean, growing up in Northern Ontario, Canada, it was the last place I ever thought I would live in my life when I got drafted to the Stars a long time ago. And from the day I set foot in Texas, it blew my doors off. The hockey, the culture, the food, the people, living here, easy living. And 24 years later, we're still here calling it home.
I want to ask a more technical question about your business that you opened at the airport. I've enjoyed a beer there. What was that like? Because I know there's a ton of people complaining about the red tape, especially surrounding business permitting in Dallas. In Dallas proper, I can only imagine what it was like at the airport.
Well, this is kind of a progression of my, my professional career, which has been playing hockey, right? So, I got a good team, and my team, this is not their first go around, so that's why the red tape is, they know their way around it. They're great operators, and so to just partner up with them was one of the easiest things I ever got to do. And they're doing this series called Playmakers, and so when they asked me and approached me, I was like, of course. And so there's a Nowitzki and DFW, on the docket is a Simone Biles out of Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so it's a cool little series called Playmakers, and even though I was a goalie, I made a few plays. Not all good, but some good ones in the day. And so, but it's going great, and they're such great operators. There's no kitchen; it's a standalone in the middle, a little beer garden. And so the first year, it's been open a year already.
Some appetizers?
Yeah, I got some little appies. Yeah. I mean, it's beers and bites. Turco's 35 beers and bites, and it's been a real blessing. And it does exactly what they said it would do, because these guys know their business. And there's 10+ million travelers go through Love Field every year, right here in the city of Dallas. It's a great little airport and clean. I mean, I love going there. So it's been really neat. But every once in a while, rolling there with the family or the buddy, and you're like, oh, Turco 35. Guess where we're going today.
Well, good. I can't wait. Talk to me a little bit about how your investments in Moxie's have gone.
Yeah, the original one. So Moxie's is owned by Tom Ghilardi, the owner of the Dallas Stars, and he's built a fantastic brand in Canada. And
it's a Canadian chain, right?
Yeah, I didn't think. I know he didn't expect it to go this well. Paul Randall and Bonnie, the people that run it are just fantastic. And,
good.
Not just because they're Canadian, but they got a lot of history in doing it. And so making the investment in restaurants sometimes seems a little tough, and especially in this market where it's really tough. But it's been a home run, and they renovated it already. And So so that was their first one. So they were blown away by the success. It's a pricey rent, but they do really, really well. And so
The food's great.
Food's good.
Everything, the ambiance.
It's always fantastic.
Out of the locations locally, have they been impacted at all by any crime or any homelessness? I know probably the ones in the suburbs haven't, but what about the one in Dallas?
I think Dallas has had, probably less than some places in the area. I think being in the highly visible Crescent Court, it's been pretty good, and so the walk-up ability is fantastic. I mean, you got built-in clients in all three of the buildings there, plus the hotels and all the residents that popped up around there. And so we've seen McKinney go from kind of uptown to like booming uptown, where on Friday, Saturday you couldn't even drive a car down there, to got real slow again. And I think just because of our density and the people here and the young executives really that live in uptown, or people, empty nesters that have moved down that way as well, that I've run into, and the sports fans and entertainment people that go to concerts and symphonies and stuff. I just couldn't be prouder of where we're going. And kind of saying it earlier, the one thing that we did luck into for Texas is our economy and our growth and our vision, and how this state and people here approached business. And I'm a big fan of it. Very fortunate, and just want to be part of it. I think for Rockies itself, the one in South Lakes does great. Houston is in the Galleria; they do pretty good. But the Crescent hasn't really had any hiccups to speak of, and so don't want to jinx them, knock on wood.
I
But
know it's true.
Things are going good. But again, I think good people run it, and usually good things happen to good people.
As a businessman in Dallas, what worries you? And also, what excites you the most about the opportunity here?
I think the worry is just on the growth side. And, when you get growth and you get, people moving in town, you always just worry, because the natural erosion of what, made North Texas historically is just inevitable as people come here. I mean, I'm an example coming here, but I wanted to be the very fabric, be part of it, and I always just want to be part of the solution, not a problem.
Yep.
And that's the way we kind of look at things, of where we want to go, where we put our money and investments, and there's no better place than here. Sometimes you kind of want to diversify, but you're like, why? It's all right here in our backyard. So the worry is just growth, and only that. And it's really not that big of a deal, but you always got to keep a pulse on. The new leadership who's coming in here and changing all the time, and who's in politics, and who are the people behind the scenes driving the bus. And so I think we're in good hands as of now. And what excites me the most is also the kind of the flip side to it, that all these people that are moving here, whether they're from the West Coast, East Coast, Northeast, or Midwest, and in Canada or other countries, conservatively, a lot of them have had hockey, within the reach, whether they've had someone knows that played it, or they've been around the rink, or been associated with the game. And I think it's just great for our sport, and it's good for me, as a hockey player, being in a non-traditional hockey market, right?
Totally.
I just think it's
crazy to me.
Crazy, and then people just, when I tell them, people up north, they go, oh, how's youth hockey, or how's hockey down there? When I tell them the stats of the people we touch on a daily basis annually, it blows their mind. So the amount of boys and girls that play Division I hockey, that were born and raised here in North Texas, is just mind-boggling. And so we're just proud of that, and I think that's one of the, just for me, it's always, you want to stay relevant, and you want to be in there, but at the end of the day, as I said, the getting up to play hockey, the NHL kicks the sheets off, but going to bed at night, making a difference in our community for a lot of nonprofits and a lot of kids and hungry mouths, we sleep pretty good too.
And that's what I wanted to ask about next, your work as the president and chairman, right, of the Dallas Stars Foundation?
Yep. Yes.
Both. That's incredible. What do you find to be most rewarding about your efforts there?
We are a very traditional sports nonprofit, right? And which started out as, okay, we're getting requests all the time for tickets, suites, jersey sticks, you name it. That's really changed over the years to become, a little more well-rounded one. we're making a bigger impact on the community, and we really are focusing on, the number one thing we think is education. So our STEM work, our involvement and participation with St. Philip's School Community Center right there at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the first exit on your way to down 45. Doing a 5-year commitment for $2 million to them was unheard of for us, and going to get the money and raising it, but being a part of it. And so those are the rewarding things to us. And they have a food pantry. We have almost 700 volunteers just as a Dallas Stars Foundation because of our amazing rabid hockey fans. And we put them to work as often as we can. We wish we had more. And so they are out there doing yeoman's work every week. And so that's kind of where our focus is at. So there's stuff that we, the 50-50 raffle at the American Airlines Center, we raise, last year we did over $1 million. I mean, thank goodness for, a very long Stanley Cup playoff run. During the season, 20 some other nonprofits that we get to highlight, we showcase in arena to our fans.
The Down Syndrome Guild of Dallas, Rise Adaptive Sports, Denton County Friends and Family. It's
long
so
list
varied.
Yeah, it is. There's just so many great things that we get to do, and like I said, there's just more. And so there's a new one that we're really proud of. It's the Dallas Stars Adaptive Sports. That's anywhere from sled hockey. We get a lot of ex-military. We got the veterans on the ice, amputees to blind, deaf. Then we just had our first couple little rookies adaptive sports. And my son, who's 15, and his buddies and other youth hockey players, they come out and volunteer their time on the weekends to get on the ice and just put smiles or push pucks or push the sleds or the wheelchairs. And so, there's a big need for it, and we see their smiles. We see just gives them a little more purpose and to get there, and it's a great game, and to get on the ice is just something different, and the cool breeze in your face is sometimes since they've never felt that before. So the Dallas Stars Adaptive Sports nonprofit is something that's near and dear to my heart, and we're going to really grow this thing. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And I know I told you a little bit about the Dallas Education Collective.
Yeah.
And whenever I was reading all of the different types of organizations you funded, I thought, they need to submit a grant to that because you guys are exceptional. I mean, and you're big.
We're lucky. We get to rely on other sports nonprofits and their foundations. The Texas Rangers, even before they won the World Series, they do great work. We get to share in different ideas. We collaborate often, and that's just people get along here.
And speaking of different sports collaborating, I've looked at your social, and you're playing pickleball with Dirk.
Yeah.
I mean, and I thought to myself, okay, so he's a pickleball player. So can you tell?
That's debatable too.
No, I want to hear about it. How did you get involved with pickleball, and where do you play whenever you play it?
Yeah, so I had my hip replaced less than a year ago. Yeah, I feel great, was in pain, and not anymore, so started playing tennis again. Here comes the pickleball, and we've been members of Royal Oaks Country Club for a long time, and so get over there and play a little bit. And I really wasn't working on my pickleball skills. And 2 days before the Dallas National Championship, or the USA National Championship we hosted here, Tom Dundon, that pretty much owns pickleball and the Carolina Hurricanes and a few other businesses. Tom calls, says, "I need you," and I'm like, "Of course, Tom." I didn't know it was going to be live on ESPN. I probably would have practiced a little bit more. And then you get out there in the bright lights, and John Isner was there. Who's been, he's recently top ranked in ATP. He's now retired. Him and Dirk are 6'10", 11, and then Scheffler's he could be a top 50 pickleball player in the world. He's at Royal Oaks hidden. So Jason Kidd, Coach Kidd, was out there too. So we had fun. I got smoked the first game, but I got in a little groove after that. But it wasn't on ESPN anymore.
Sure.
So I just grew up loving sports, and the whole family plays pickleball, which is nice. We got 5 of us out there. I'm like, you make a mistake, you're out, and just keep looping in and keep the competition going high.
There's this huge petition going around in Cole Park right now to try and get more pickleball courts. So for me, kind of to what you were saying, that competitive spirit that your family engages in, right? Just in pickleball. And I think to myself, I need to play pickleball with the kids. I got to do it because I'm a big advocate for athletics in general, just the failure that you learn, how to rebound from it, the resolve.
Well, it's easy to pick from, right? Sports, it's emotional, it's athletic. You get tired, you can't really have an excuse. You just learn a lot about yourself. And then when you do it on a team environment, majority of your future is going to be with some kind of team, right? Your colleagues, your coworkers, someone who works for you, someone who you work for. And the other way we look at sports too in this town, just there's people kids that are at risk, and sports saves lives, as Dr. Flowers told us. He's like, you got to keep these kids busy and you keep them active, and not only that, you give them something to look forward to. And I love sports so much, and maybe not everybody does, but there's no reason why you can't. And anyway, it transforms lives in many ways, and we see it all over the Metroplex.
Yes. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your perspective on all of this. I'm just thrilled for people to hear what you have to say, because it's a wonderful message.
No, I really appreciate you asking. And I'm just hoping I don't have to talk about, how hard it was retiring. So I've just been ignoring that part the whole time.
No, I think that's great. And are you able to join us later today when we go to Birdie's, or are you not?
I will be there.
God, whenever we get to taste the beer.
I'm there for that, that's what I'm here for.
Now that we've gotten to know Marty a little bit, let's head to Birdie's Eastside. The thing about Birdie's is that they've got something for everyone in the family. A giant patio area for the kids, TVs for sports lovers, and Kingsville Canadian Beer for us to try today. And let's hope Marty really does show up for a drink.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Hefeweizen.
Czech style lager, so Canadian, we're in America. Good lager processes. We just think the Czech style is
delicious.
The best.
It's delicious.
Yeah, the amber color only comes from roasted malts.
Got it.
So
it's wonderful.
Our thesis is great neighborhoods deserve great neighborhood spots, and we tailor the concept to the neighborhood. This is of East Dallas and inspired by East Dallas. It's a little bit of a sports bar, and it's a little bit of date night, and it's a little bit of family friendly, and it's Birdie's is for everyone.
I mean, I've been in Birdie's to watch Cowboys games and Stars games, and the way he described the clientele, he's just exactly right. It's loud in there, but it feels right, and you can talk to each other. So the ambiance is fantastic, and there's guys' tables, girls' tables, couples, grandparents, kids, and everybody's got a view of the TV, and most importantly, the staff. Staff makes it feel like home.
If you do it right every day you go to work, you throw a party. You do it wrong, it's a horrible party. But you do it right, it's a lot of fun. You're around happy people. Yeah. We get to be around people who get engaged. We get around people celebrating something, their best day. If we do it right, we help somebody forget their worst day, kind of thing. It's an old, 1,000-year-old business. I like that. Yeah. It's one of the oldest ways to connect with people.
Cheers.
Beer one.
Thank you. I know, beer one
Birdie's.
is coming down easily.